You know that strange moment when you promise yourself you're finally going to get healthy, and then suddenly your bed feels softer than ever before? Yeah, that moment. You watch fitness videos while eating snacks. You save workout routines you never actually try. You tell yourself tomorrow is the day you become one of those energetic people who wakes up smiling, drinks green smoothies, and somehow enjoys burpees like they're part of a personality trait. But tomorrow comes, your alarm rings, and your body responds with one very clear message: absolutely not. And honestly, that's far more normal than people admit. Because not everyone wants to spend hours in a gym surrounded by mirrors, loud music, and people who somehow look confident while holding giant water bottles. Not everyone dreams about intense training sessions or exhausting cardio circuits that leave you lying on the floor questioning every life decision you've ever made. Some people just want something simple, something realistic, something sustainable, something that works without turning life upside down. That's exactly what the lazy girl workout routine is about. Not lazy in a bad way, lazy in the human way. The kind of tired that comes from long days, emotional stress, endless responsibilities, low motivation, overstimulation, poor sleep, and the simple reality that modern life drains your energy before you even notice it happening. This routine is for people who want results without pretending to be fitness influencers. The people who want movement that feels manageable instead of miserable. The people who don't want to spend their lives starting over every Monday. And here's the surprising part. Sometimes the workouts that look the least dramatic are the ones that actually change people's lives. Because consistency beats intensity almost every single time. A lot of people quit fitness because they begin with punishment instead of momentum. They go from barely moving at all to trying extreme routines that demand too much too fast. Their muscles ache, their motivation disappears, their routine collapses within days. Then comes the guilt, then the frustration, then the cycle repeats all over again. But what if the secret isn't forcing yourself to become a completely different person overnight? What if the secret is building a routine that fits the version of you that already exists? That's where this starts. Not with perfection, not with pressure, just movement. Simple movement, the kind that feels possible even on low energy days. Imagine waking up in the morning and instead of telling yourself you need a massive workout, you only need 5 easy minutes. Suddenly, your brain stops resisting. It doesn't feel overwhelming anymore. It feels achievable. That mental shift matters more than people realize. Because motivation is unreliable. Habits are what carry you when motivation disappears. And the easiest habits to build are the ones that don't feel emotionally exhausting. So the first part of this routine starts before you even leave your bed. And no, this is not a joke. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming workouts only count if they leave you sweaty and exhausted. But gentle movement still activates muscles, improves circulation, wakes up the body, and creates momentum for the rest of the day. So instead of instantly grabbing your phone and disappearing into social media for an hour, try this instead. Stretch. That's it. Reach your arms overhead. Extend your legs slowly. Roll your shoulders. Twist gently from side to side. Wake your spine up little by little. Your body spends hours frozen in the same position while sleeping. Even tiny movements can completely change how stiff or sluggish you feel afterward. And the best part? It barely feels like exercise. That's the magic. The easier something feels emotionally, the more likely you are to keep doing it. After that comes the easiest walk imaginable. Not an athlete walk. Not a power walk. Just walking. Around your room. Around your house. Down the street. Anywhere. People underestimate walking because it looks too simple. But walking consistently improves energy levels, supports mental health, boosts endurance, and helps your body stay active without overwhelming your nervous system. And walking has something intense workouts often don't. Peace. You can listen to music, a podcast, your own thoughts, or absolutely nothing at all. There's no pressure to perform, no pressure to look impressive. And weirdly enough, that freedom can make movement enjoyable again. Now here's where things get interesting. Most people think workouts need to be long to matter. They don't. Short workouts done consistently can completely transform how your body feels over time, especially if you're starting from a place where doing nothing has become the norm. That means tiny sessions count, especially tiny sessions. Because tiny sessions become regular sessions, and regular sessions become routines. So the next part of the lazy girl workout routine is what I like to call the bare minimum reset. It's the workout you do when you don't feel like doing anything, and somehow those are the most important days. Because the real challenge in fitness isn't starting when you feel motivated, it's continuing when you don't. So on low energy days, forget perfection. Do a few squats beside your bed, a few gentle stretches, a few arm circles, maybe dance badly in your kitchen while your coffee heats up. That still counts. Actually, it matters more than people realize because it keeps the identity alive. You're still someone who moves your body, even if it's only for a few minutes, and psychologically, that matters. People destroy their progress by believing everything has to be all or nothing. They miss one workout and suddenly act like the entire journey failed. But healthy routines are built through flexibility, not punishment, not guilt. Flexibility. Now let's talk about the biggest secret lazy girls accidentally discover. Convenience changes everything. If your workout routine requires too much preparation, your brain will resist it every single time. Driving somewhere, changing clothes, setting up equipment, learning complicated exercises. That's a lot of mental friction, and mental friction kills consistency. So remove as much effort as possible. Keep comfortable clothes nearby. Choose movements you already understand. Create routines that naturally fit into your day instead of completely disrupting it. For example, while watching a show, stretch your legs. While waiting for food, do calf raises. While brushing your teeth, balance on one foot. While listening to music, walk around your room. Tiny moments add up more than people expect. Fitness doesn't always happen in dramatic before and after montages. Sometimes it happens quietly, in ordinary moments. That's usually the most sustainable kind. Now, somewhere around this point, a lot of people wonder, okay, but does this actually work? Fair question, because social media has convinced everyone that if you're not sweating dramatically under neon lights while inspirational music blasts in the background, nothing counts. But the truth is much simpler. Movement matters. Consistency matters. Recovery matters. And realistic routines matter most of all. You don't need to destroy yourself to improve your health. You just need enough movement repeated over time. That's where real transformation happens. Not in one intense workout, but in hundreds of manageable ones. And honestly, there's something comforting about that. Because it means you don't need to become obsessed. You don't need to become extreme. You just need to continue. Now here comes the part nobody talks about enough. Your environment affects your motivation more than your personality does. If your room feels draining, you'll feel drained. If your routine feels chaotic, your habits become chaotic. So sometimes the lazy girl workout routine starts with creating a space that makes movement easier. Open the curtains. Play music you actually enjoy. Clear a little floor space. Light a candle if that's your thing. Romanticize the process a little. People stay consistent with routines that feel emotionally rewarding. That matters more than most people think. Because humans naturally repeat experiences that feel good. Which means your workout routine shouldn't feel like punishment for existing. It should feel like care, like support, like giving your future self a little more energy. And energy changes everything. When your body feels better, your mind often follows. Suddenly, getting through the day feels easier. You sleep better. You stand differently. You feel more connected to yourself again. Not because you became perfect, but because you finally stopped ignoring your body. That shift is bigger than it sounds. Now let's talk about another underrated lazy girl strategy, low pressure workouts. These are workouts with zero emotional drama attached to them. No impossible expectations, no timers screaming at you, no pressure to look aesthetic while exercising, just movement. Maybe it's yoga in oversized clothes. Maybe it's stretching while watching Netflix. Maybe it's dancing alone in your kitchen like nobody's watching. Honestly, whatever gets you moving counts. And that freedom can make exercise feel accessible again. Because somewhere along the way, people forgot movement was supposed to feel natural. Children move constantly without thinking about calories, aesthetics, or productivity. They run, stretch, jump, spin around, and dance because movement feels alive. Adults often lose that relationship. Everything becomes performance, measurement, pressure. But the lazy girl workout routine brings things back to simplicity. Move because it feels good. Move because your body deserves attention. Move because future you will probably feel grateful, not because you're trying to punish yourself into worthiness. That mindset changes everything. And here's the surprising part nobody expects. The routine often starts working before your body changes visually. Because the first transformation is usually mental. You start proving to yourself that you can show up consistently, even imperfectly, even lazily, even briefly. And that builds confidence in a very quiet way. Suddenly you trust yourself more. You realize you don't need massive motivation to take care of yourself. You just need systems that are easy enough to repeat. And that realization spills into everything else. Your productivity, your sleep, your mood, your self-image. Because discipline doesn't always look aggressive. Sometimes discipline looks gentle. Sometimes it looks like choosing small effort instead of zero effort. And honestly, that deserves more respect than it gets. Eventually, something unexpected happens. The workouts stop feeling like chores. Not every day, obviously. Nobody feels motivated all the time. But movement starts feeling familiar instead of intimidating. Your stamina improves little by little. Your body feels less stiff. Your energy becomes more stable. And maybe the biggest surprise of all, you stop seeing fitness as temporary punishment. It simply becomes part of your normal life. That's the real goal, not obsession. Integration. Now let's talk about rest, because lazy girls actually understand something fitness culture often ignores. Rest matters a lot. You do not need to earn rest by exhausting yourself first. Recovery is part of progress. Your body rebuilds during recovery. Your muscles recover during recovery. Your nervous system resets during recovery. So if you need slower days, take slower days. The goal is sustainability, not burnout. Burnout is one of the fastest ways to quit completely. And honestly, people who maintain healthy routines for years usually aren't the most extreme people. They're the people who found balance. That balance looks different for everyone. For some people, it's daily walks. For others, it's evening stretches. For others, it's short home workouts between responsibilities. There's no single perfect formula, and that's actually freeing, because it means you can stop comparing yourself to strangers online whose lives, schedules, and energy levels are completely different from yours. Your routine only needs to work for you. That's it, and maybe that's the biggest lesson of all. You do not need to become a different person before you deserve care. You don't need perfect motivation. You don't need the perfect body. You don't need a perfect schedule. You can start exactly where you are, low energy and all. Stretch a little, walk a little, move a little. That's enough. More than enough, actually. Because progress rarely begins with dramatic transformation. It usually begins with one tiny decision repeated over and over until it quietly becomes part of who you are. And honestly, that's kind of beautiful.